Hey, what up guys? How you doing? It is Lasty here. Welcome today to a new FIFA 20 Ultimate Team Squad Builder. Today we're looking at the Overpowered Premier League team. Now this video is presented by EA Gamechangers. Massive thanks to EA for flying me out to Amsterdam to the capture event where I was able to obtain this footage for you guys. And I had a great time. So let's get into the squad today. We're going to be using a 4-2-4. And if you do enjoy this, do me a massive favour. Hit that thumbs up button and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Alright? It's just that easy. Alright? And I really appreciate it. Now, yeah, basically, this is a video I like to do every single year. We're trying to use some of the slightly lower rated Prem players that look very good. The ones that I think you could get away with using that are going to cost some coins, but maybe not as expensive as some of the more elite players. So, yeah, Lucas Fabianski, it's like a non-rare, higher rated goalkeeper. I think this is someone that probably won't cost that much, but I don't have that much trust in my goalkeepers. So, like, to be honest, I'll just use anyone, and he looks like a decent option to go with. Now at left back you want Benjamin Mendy. He's 6'1", he's got 81 pace, 477 stats, which is actually quite good for the start of the game, and I just feel like he's going to be able to hold his own. He is one of the more popular left backs in the Prem, so he won't be the cheapest, but I do think he's going to be more solid. And with this squad, it's not about being super cheap, it's just about not being like 500k, but it needs to be overpowered. It needs to be some of the best players from the league that are going to be OP. So in that case, we've got RICARDO PEREIRA, right? 5'9", 86 pace, 81 dribbling, good defending, and actually passing and physical aren't too bad for a fullback too. He's higher rated than I thought he was going to be, so I think he's going to be a decent player to use. We then got Antonio Rüdiger. This is always a fairly staple player to use from the Prem because he's always got a decent amount of pace. 72 is fine, but the 82 defending, 78 physical, and the fact that he's 6'3" with medium-high work rates, I think that's a thumbs up from me. I think he's going to be a good player. I think a lot of people are probably going to want him in their team. Now, I nearly went with Eric Bailly, but then I took a little look at Victor Lindelof, and I think he looks really good. 81 rated, rare gold with 74 pace, 73 dribbling and 72 passing. That's actually really good dribbling and passing for an entry-level centre-back. 82 defending, 78 physical, 6'2". I don't see how you go wrong there. That's a good centre-back partnership, and I think it will work at the start of the game. So then we have Jean-Philippe Bamin from Everton. The Ivorian, who's 79 rated, is definitely a popular one that I've seen from people talking over the past few days. And there's a reason for that. He's got 80 pace, he's got 78 defending, he's got 83 physical, and he's 6'1" with medium-high work rates. That's a good CDM/CM right there, and I think people are going to maybe hype him up a little bit too much at the start, so just watch what you pay for a player like that, but there's no doubt about it, he's probably going to be great. Sissoko coming in as the player which I think looks better than Ndombele, right? So Ndombele is the big signing for Spurs. He was great on last year's FIFA, but I think this Moussa Sissoko is going to be a lot more handy in the centre of the park. So I would recommend going for him as opposed to Ndombele, who may be slightly more hyped and expensive. So then we have Alain Saint-Maximin, the new player for Newcastle. The French skiller has 93 pace and 86 dribbling. There's been a lot of talk about this guy on social media since some of the capture event videos came out. His shooting and passing aren't that great, but he is really good on the ball, and he does have 5-star skill moves, and there's an element of like that can help scare your opponent somewhat, and I think he's going to be a good little starter player to use, or a bit of an OP starter kind of player anyway. So then we have Trossard from Brighton, 79 overall, 83 pace, 82 dribbling, 80 shooting. Those are some impressive stats for a lower rated item. 4-star skill moves and weak foot as well. Yeah, I think a couple thousand coins, you're going to get yourself a bit of a gem there, or at least I hope that's what he costs anyway. And then rather than like Wilfred Zaha and Rashford and like Martial out on the left wing, I wanted to keep it a bit cheaper than that because you just have no idea how much some of those players are going to cost. So we've gone with Gabriel Jesus and we've gone with Jamie Vardy. Now, obviously, in an ideal world, you are going to be using Rashford or whatever. I mean, in an ideal world, you're going to be using Aubameyang or an icon striker, but this is to try and keep that price into like relative terms. Not super cheap. I don't want you to be able to buy this squad on day one, but I want you to be able to work towards this. Maybe your first set of rewards comes in, you get the good coins, you'll be able to afford a squad like this, and you'll be at least be able to compete because it's quite overpowered. A lot of these players here have good pace. A lot of these players here just have the right stats in the right areas, that I think they can work well on the game. So yeah, I mean, if you enjoy this, if you think this squad looks pretty good, hit me with a thumbs up. With this particular squad as well, you've got the option to switch it to a 4-2-3-1, put Bamin and Sissoko as your CDMs, maybe have Vardy as the out-and-out striker, and then play the other three across the middle. Something like that, and you know that that's just going to work in the 4-2-3-1. As long as that's the more popular formation this year, there may actually be other formations that come into play that are more OP than in FIFA 19. I was just literally going off of what people used to like in last year's iteration of the game, because that's what I always played, the 4-2-3-1, all the time, you know. So, yeah, anyway, like, moving on into the gameplay and stuff, you're going to see some highlights from a few different games, whether these are games where I scored a few goals or not many goals, or I struggled or I lost or I won, whatever. I only had the opportunity to play a couple games with this squad, like is the same case for every single squad builder that I did at the capture event. So yeah, like this is like my first impressions of these players, and hopefully they'll get better as time goes on. And when the real game's out, I'll be able to definitely play a lot more games to showcase some better stuff in my videos. But we hit the bar there, unfortunately. I literally was through one-on-one. I don't know if that says something about the composure of the player, but I completely put too much power on that shot and it ends up going over. But we were getting quite a lot of joy from attacking down both our sides. So Saint-Maximin with the great pace and the skill moves and the agility and stuff, he was fantastic with the ball at his feet. And then down that left-hand side, getting the ball to the Belgian from Brighton, that was great fun as well, because he had a good amount of pace, solid dribbling, solid agility and stuff, and he had like a good outlet to get the ball into Vardy and to Juan Jesus, sorry, Gabriel Jesus and stuff. I don't think I'll be using Juan Jesus as a striker anytime soon. He's pretty much a centre-back, Lasty. Come on, mate. But we get a nice like opened up finesse shot goal from Jamie Vardy right there. Goes to show you that not having the skill moves, not necessarily having the greatest of dribbling, doesn't necessarily matter when you're trying to use and abuse some of these OP players. He's got the pace. We know Vardy can score goals. It's something which he's going to be able to do every year, right? Like, as long as he's playing half decent in the Prem, you know that Vardy's going to be pretty good on FIFA, at least for the first few weeks, and then, you know, maybe he comes into his own a bit more if he does end up picking up some informs and stuff in the game. So I'm also showing you some footage from a from a penalty shootout that I had, and I'm telling you guys, penalties are not the easiest thing. You've probably noticed it in the demo, but I'm struggling to find a way through, like, actually taking my penalties, and if I aim it in the corner that I want it to go in, it really does just show my head movement, and it gives it away where I'm going. So I don't know how we're going to get around that this year, but I'm sure people will find a way, and when they do, there'll be videos all over the place of the way to, like, do the new bluff or something like that, because I mean, my recommendation to you guys for the very first weekend league might simply be to just, like, just stay down the middle with your goalkeeper, because people aren't going to know what to do, so they're going to shoot down the middle, and I think you might end up saving a few more penalties. And if that's the case and you do that in Weekend League 1, I want you to come back to this video, leave a comment, and then donate me £1,000. That would be great. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. But anyway, moving on to, I think this is another game now. I'm 2-0 down currently. I'm obviously trying to get back into this one. I'm not sure I do. I think I end up losing this game 2-0. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, like, I really struggled to defend. So as good as, like, Rüdiger and stuff actually are, and Lindelof, surprisingly, was very, very solid. I think at your earliest opportunity to get, like, a Van Dijk or someone high rated with really good defensive stats, I think that's going to help you out quite a lot, because although defending's fairly manual, when you kind of get used to it, you're gonna need the players with the ability, the ones that can actually, like, make the tackle and keep hold of that ball. So sometimes you've got to go for that rating. You've got to go for the higher rated players. We'll find out within the first month or so whether or not pace is a huge deal for centre backs, and if that's not the case, you know, someone like Mats Hummels, whose pace is really low now, could end up being someone that's actually really solid because he's tall and he's good at defending. You never know if that's going to be the case. It's unlikely, because normally on FIFA, pace and that sort of thing is pretty key, and I know that that running down the wing this year, it does feel like if you've got a very pacey player, you're at a nice advantage. But we've lost the ability to like score headers and stuff. That seemed to be kind of useless. So maybe these tricky dribblers with the skill moves, you know, like I'm showcasing here with Saint-Maximin. Now maybe they could be the new era of good players to bring into your squads, and trying to find the defenders that can actually handle against them. That might be the new game. Maybe you don't need tall centre backs anymore. Maybe someone like Sergio Ramos, who's less tall but like better on the ball and stuff. Maybe that's the winner this year. He was very good of what I used of him. So that's what I'm really looking forward to over the next month or so, is people finding out what's useful. Hopefully we don't find too many like mechanic problems which are super OP and stuff. But what I want to do is find out what the best techniques are. You know, I don't want to be able to run down the wing and just El Tornado, cross it into the box and score a cheesy header. Like, I know in the weekend league, that's what everyone does, right? And including myself. So I don't want that. I want the ability to actually play football a bit more. And it'll be interesting to see like what techniques and what players to use are going to be the best ones over the next month, when people really start digging into the games and we get like 30 odd million people playing the game and getting loads of hours clocked in. So that is the squad builder for the OP Premier League. Guys, if you did enjoy, hit me with a thumbs up button. I'd really appreciate that. And of course, don't forget to subscribe. I've already done a ton of FIFA 20 Ultimate Team content. There's a ton more coming up for you guys, and the road to glory starts in just a couple days time. So I'm not gonna lie, super excited about that, and I hope you guys are as well. This is going to be the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Follow me on social media, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Have a great day everyone, and I will catch you next time with a new FIFA 20 Ultimate Team video. Peace.